Good morning, good morning, good morning. I hope everyone can hear me today. Maybe my setup's a little bit better. Let me get these comments going. Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve. Marlena, Bonnie, M. Hay, Han, Bonnie, Sally Stevens. Good morning to you. And Tankster, my friend Susan. Jeanette, good morning. Diamond Girl. Samantha Stewart, good morning. Samantha, no, Susanna's hooked. Suzanne, I party on with Yarn and Crochet. Good morning to you. Welcome, everybody. Come in through the door, leave your worries there in the box outside, find a chair. I will ask you to scoot towards the center so those coming in later will have room to come and sit down. Bring any project you want. You can come and sit and knit. You can crochet and have a cuppa with me. I brought my chai latte with me this morning. I'll tell you something. Starbucks makes the best chai latte tea, but Starbucks changed their philosophy and I can't agree with it. And I don't change my philosophy. I am what I am. So I wasn't going to compromise myself just to get a chai latte. If I believe in something, I stand up for it. So my dilemma was, how do I get a cup of chai without going into Starbucks that I didn't no longer agree with? So I made my own. I looked it up and I tweaked it until I got it just the way I wanted. And now when I want a cup of chai, I open up my Miss C's tweaked chai latte mix and I make myself a cup of chai. If you would like a copy of my tweaked chai latte mix, Gmail me at missccottage@gmail.com and I will send you one. All right, let's see. Don't compromise. Stand up for what you believe in. There's always another way to do something. It's always harder, but it's always better. Okay, I want to go over last week. There was some confusion on how to do some things, and I want to clear that up before we go any farther. Let me get my crochet hook here. We were stuck on row 14. And let me get caught up here. This is 13. If you were confused about this, I do apologize. It was no one's fault but mine. It's just a little bit confusing because when I tweaked the head, it made sense to me. So I went with it. Okay, here's what we do. We're on row 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. This will be 14. The first thing we're going to do is to decrease in the first 6 stitches. So we'll put our hook in the first 2, make our decrease. We're going to decrease in the next 2, and we're going to decrease in the next 2. Then we're going to single crochet in the next 6. And then we're going to do another 6-stitch decrease, 2 at a time. Decrease, decrease, and decrease. Now you'll see that these 3 decreases and these 3 decreases, everything else is in line, but these cause it to pull in. That's where the eyes go. Thank you, Mishi. And then you go ahead and single crochet the last 18. And that's row 14. I hope that clears it up for everyone. Okay, then 15 and 16 are just single crochet around. Row 17 is the decrease row. 10, 14, 16. 18 is where we stop and put the eyes in. And I think I showed you how to put those eyes in and hook the washers up. Where are we? Okay. Put the washers in. Okay, and that's row 18. And then 19 is single crochet 3 and decrease, single crochet 3 and decrease all the way around. And then, oops, I lost a little head. Okay, and then we get down to row 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. We're on row 20, and you do single crochets and a decrease, 2 single crochets and a decrease all the way around. And when you finish, looks like this. Row 21 is single crochet, decrease, single crochet, decrease, all the way around. You know what? I'm going to do this row with you because I want to show you how this is going to look. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Marker out here for 21. So it's always an odd row when the marker's on the outside. If it's row 20, that's an even number. It's on the inside. This is 21, so our marker's on the outside. Okay, and row 21 says single crochet, decrease. I'm using the wrong hook. That's a 5.5 and it's just a little bit too big. All right, let's decrease. I think I used a 4.5 on this one. This is one of the heads that goes to the quads. Of course, that hooks out somewhere, visiting. Okay, single crochet and a decrease. A single crochet and a decrease. A single crochet and a decrease. I forgot to ask, can everybody hear me okay? I think I got my problem fixed, but you never know. Okay, single crochet and a decrease. And we got an extra single crochet, which is, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the last row. Skizzers. I have to use the honkers today. All right, pull that through. And then I'm going to take my needle, fold it over, make it flat, and then it goes right through the eye. Easy peasy. All right, then I am going to pick up the outside or the front loop of each of those last stitches. And it doesn't matter whether you've got 8 or 9 or 10, it really doesn't matter. The important part is to pick them all up. And I like to go through it twice. So I'm going to skip that slip stitch and just go right into that first stitch and go around the second time. And those last few stitches till you get back to your marker. And then watch this. There's your eyes. Pull. And there's your nose. And then I'm going to go right back in that side of it and come out here in the neck. And then I can pull this out. And you have one beautiful head. If you want to, and this will be in the variations for next week, but if you want to, you can take a piece of thread, go behind the eye, come out by this eye, go back in and come back out and go back in, and then it'll bring this in and make your head a little bit narrower. So you've got a narrower bunny head. Whoops. Okay. Now these heads that I showed you today are heads for the quads that I make that I made the bumblebees for. She asked me to make Easter bunnies for the quads. So that's where those are going. I don't know what I've done with my basket. Isn't it nice to be coordinated? Hey, Dory. And Marsha's blind stitch. You know, Marsha, I have to give you credit for trying this. I can't do it with two eyes, two good eyes. I don't know how you do it. Hey, Sanita. I love you. You're welcome in anytime. Diana, my friend. And Dee Ferguson. Dory and I had the most wonderful conversation yesterday. I love that woman. Okay, let's go on to today. We've got everything finished. Oops, we're going to need that. I hope you all have finished your bunny parts. And this bunny goes to, let's see, the teal Somebunny goes to Jill, the fiber floozy. So I don't know whether she's here or not, but this is hers. If she is here today, she gets a bonus. She gets to see her bunny being made. I usually try and pooch out his tummy. I love these poochy tummies. I know Mishi, I think it was Mishi, that liked the little poochy tummy. And then we're going to need the head. And you can see I've got a thread poking out there. So I'm going to put that right into the stuffing. And you might want pins or clamps. I told you about those last week, I'm sure. One of these days, you'd think by 77 I would be coordinated, but nope. I'm just going to have to wing it here. Like Angela. She always just wings it. Kim G, hello, my friend. And Jessica SMC. I buy my stuffed animals at Walmart and say, Bonnie, they're working on the head. The week went by too fast. Daigo, go back and watch the beginning of this one if you get a chance. I went through all the iffy parts of the head. All right, we're going to put this head on. And what I like to do is leave an opening. I don't like to close it up like I did the nose. So this gives me a better neck and more stability. So stick that down in there. And I am going to go from the body through the head to the other side. Okay, there we are. And then start over here on this side. And I don't start at the rim. I start down here. And I'm just going to stitch it. And I'll go up and catch a stitch and come down and catch a stitch. It's just like sewing a hem. So don't tell me you can't do it. The most important part is to stop and check once in a while to make sure that the eyes are lined up. Otherwise, your head goes wonky to your body. And he looks like that or that. Just keep picking up stitches and going across. It's almost like making legs. Making a leg and chuck it in the basket. Making a leg and chuck it in. Only this time we're picking up a stitch and put it through the head. Pick up a stitch and put it through the head. Now when you get to the back, you'll see this hexagon that you made, the 6 sides. And this 6th side should be at the back of your body. And that makes your eyes straight. But I'll show you a trick when we get back around. And you can go around as many times as you want. If you skip stitches on the way over, you can pick those stitches up, those skipped ones on the way back, and secure it. The more secure your head is, the less it's going to wobble, of course. Elmo's got me on in the living room again, and I can hear my echo, and it's really disconcerting. But I'm not going to let him know that he's bugging me because he loves to do that. All right, we're back to the beginning. Well, that's not too wobbly. Once we get that, I'm going to go through the head and come out down on the body. And that just secures that last thread. Now I did see, I thought I saw him. All right, now we can pull this out. If your tummy is not in line with your eyes, all you have to do is reach, put your palm on his bottom and scrunch this down a bit. And guess what? He's got a poochy belly. So if you put the head on and your poochie belly's back here, no problemo. Okay, now the next thing I do is flip him upside down and stick him between my knees. Let's see if I can get him here. Okay, can you see this okay? Kind of far away. Let me see if I can lower this. All right, I think that's better. All right, grab a foot. Not an ear. And if you have two that are longer, use the shorter ones. Okay, again, we're going to thread the needle by wrapping it around, pinch it, and pull it through. I like to put the part with the thread on the outside. And if you can see where the magic circle is, we all have a magic circle. There is a line going out to where you've done all your increases. Just put that right on that line with the leg just to the left of the magic circle. And then go ahead and stitch it in. I'm going to grab some of the body and go through one of those single crochets that you made to close it off. Is this coming out okay? Where's my camera? Your last stitch should be just about right next to the magic circle. And then I like to go to that stitch under the magic circle and come up in the last V stitch there. And I do that one twice. Because if you're giving this to a child and they tug on the leg, that's where it's going to let loose. And then I just go back through each one of those stitches that you did. And when I get to this edge, I do the same thing. I go through this end stitch. Well, when I got thread in the needle, I do. Be sure to give yourself plenty of yarn. If you've got 230 to 235 yards in your skein, you've got plenty of yarn to leave enough for sewing. Don't skimp on it, because then you wind up having to put your thread back through your needle 17 times, and that is frustrating. All right. Now, when you've got just a little bit left, I usually go through twice and that's it. What I like to do is to hold the leg up and find that first row of stitches and put my needle right through that row. And also, I like to flip it over to make sure that I'm in the stitches. Huh? I'm out of screen. Okay. I like to go through that row of stitches and make sure that I don't come out on the other side. Okay. And I'm just going to clip this off. And I'm not going to do the other leg because I just showed you how to do it. Make sure you've got the eyes towards you. And where this one goes out, you're going to line it up right there. Double check and make sure with where your eyes are. Otherwise, your feet will wind up over here instead of out here where it needs to be. And you need to put them pretty far apart so that when you sit him down, he'll balance. All right. And let's go right to the eyes. I mean the arms. All right. Next week we'll go into variations on the arms, but the way I do them, thread my needle, and I put my yarn to the back. I line up my eye, and I come down about 2 rows. Now we're too low. I'm going back up. This is all new to me, folks. Well, you know that. All right, let's see if we can get it here. Yeah, that's good. All right, I'm going to come down about 2 rows. And in line with just right behind the eye. And we're going to start stitching just like we did the leg. One through the body, one through the leg. One through the leg. Side, through the body, stitch a couple times. And then go right back through. No.
Out.
Yes.
Okay, you're good. Hi, guys.
All right, I think we're back. All right, we're almost finished with stitching this arm. I've got one more stitch here. And catch this on the end. All right, so we've gone forward, we've gone back to where we started, and we're going to go through this first row. You see that? Right through that, and we'll flip it over, and I don't see any needle there, so we're going to pull this through. And this time we've got enough to go back through the other side. Because I like to leave it at the back. You don't see it as much from the back. And then we're going to go ahead and clip that off. Not long enough to save, so it goes in the bin. Oh, I forgot about that. I can make this bigger. Solo layout. Yeah. All right. The other arm goes on the same way. We're going to put this to the back. We're going to follow the head, the vertical rows down, come 2 rows down, and we're going to stitch on that arm. Well, I'm going to use this other needle. Okay, now it should sit up for you. If you've got your 2 feet there, he actually looks like a bunny. Now, the part we've all been waiting for. Ta-da! The ears. All right, thread your ear on the needle. And again, your thread goes to the back. Now with this bunny, you can put your ear pretty much wherever you want it. Let's see if I can do it back this way. No. 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 What did I do? Go backwards. Cancel this. New layout. See, I don't know what any of this means, so I'm going to cancel it and just put me up there. Okay, that's good. Now, you can put these ears right above the eye. Oh, see, I don't like that. You can put it down here. You can add them way down here if you want, or you can put them up here. Where you put your ears is up to you. On my sun bunnies, I normally put them just above the eyes. And that's what I'm going to do today. All right, back under here. Thread to the back. If you take a look, you'll see that the eye is right here, and there is a line going off from the eye. I'm going to put my ear right there. And I'm going to make sure I'm on those 4 vertical rows. And that's where I'm stitching the ear. And we're going to do the same thing. Pick up a stitch on the head, put it through that single crochet where you closed off the ear. When we get to the very front, we're going to do that double catch, because you know kids, they love to grab things by the ears and drag them around. And my demographics say that most of my viewers are between 40 and 60. So that means lots of you might have grandchildren, and that may be who you're making your sun bunnies for. All right, we're at the very back, and we're going to do that double stitch. Oh, foo-fa. And then we're going to go through that row of stitches, and it looks like we're not going to be able to come back because I won't have enough yarn on here. All right, that's split. So we'll try as much as we can. And I'm going to go ahead and sew the other ear on. That way I'll be finished with Jill's bunny. Now I went 1, 2, 3 rows up, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 rows up. Make sure that I'm starting on the same row and finishing on the same row, and that I am just above the eye. And pick up a stitch and grab that single crochet. I think you can see that line right there of stitches. That's the last increase that we made before we got to row 12 and made the decrease of 5 single crochets and a decrease. That's what this is. That's that nice even part where the ears go. All right, I'm there. I'm going to go in that last stitch and catch that double. And then because we started in the back, we're going to go back through those stitches. Make sure that ear's on there nice and tight. And we're going to get that last stitch. And I think we've got just enough yarn to go through. Sometimes if you pull that, it'll opens those stitches up and helps you get through. And nothing on the back, so we're just going to pull it right through. Now, I don't have enough to go back through gracefully, so I'm just going to snip it. And that's not enough to keep. And there, my friends, is your Somebunny. Okay, now the tail. There are lots of ways to do the tail. Um, if you watched Beverly's live, she was telling that she does her tail by taking the yarn and wrapping it around her hands. But she also said afterwards that her hand hurt and it was difficult to crochet. I like to use my little mirror. I have this little mirror, and I'll put and wrap it this way about 50 times, I think. But I have a secret. I have this humongous jar full of tails that Tank made me. And when I'm stumped for a tail, I just open this jar and start fumbling until I find one that I think is going to work. And I think this bunny needs this tail. So I'm going to turn my bunny over on his face and go back to this picture. I'm going to push him up just a bit so you can see this little bum. And normally I would have this other arm on here. Let me go ahead and stick it in there. I poked myself with a needle, so I took it out. But that and the other leg on here gives you an idea of the center of the back and the center of the bum. And you're going to take your crochet hook to do this. Not you don't need a needle. Once you get uh, your tail made, you guys know how to make tails, right? Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. You guys know how to make pom-poms? Okay, once I get it wrapped, I'll pull it up a nice tail. And here's a trick I do. I'll wrap it once and twice because that helps hold it. Otherwise it undoes itself and then it won't be as tight in the center and it won't fluff. But if you pull it tight, whoa, don't pull it too tight, especially if it has a halo. And you do right over left and left over right. All right, then that looks like a tail. Once you get it cut. You see why I dip in the jar? It's really not so hard to make a pom-pom, but it's so much easier to get a tail by Tank. All right, once you've got this, you need a trash can because you need to snip off the top, and then I turn it to the side and I start snipping down towards the bottom. Shake it once in a while because it will have some stick back up again. And you just keep turning it and snipping it and shaking it until you're happy with it. See, these are a little bit long here. That looks like a good tail. Okay, I'm going to save that one for a different one because I really want to put this tail on. I'm going to take my crochet hook find the center of the bum, line it up, and go down towards the bottom. And I'm going to spread these two yarns out that I tied the tail with, and I'm going to go 2 stitches to the right and come up a stitch to the left. I'm going to go a stitch from center and go through and grab this one and pull it through this way. So you've got this kind of a setup. I'm going to pull my tail, and I like to go up top. And again, I'm going to go right over left, and then left over right. That's called some kind of knot in the Navy. Okay, and then I'm going to pull them both down, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go right over left and left over right. And that's what your knot looks like. And that knot does not come out. All right, then we're done with that. We can go ahead and pull the tail up a bit and snip. What do you think, guys? Hey, Granny D, I'm so glad to have you here this morning. How are you doing, sweetheart? Body and ears. I'm working on the legs and the arms. You know what? You could go ahead and put the Rita. You can go ahead and put the head on the body and put the ears on, and then put the others on when you get them. Dee, I'm so glad you're doing okay. Is your surgery is on Monday? Did you say a square knot? You're right, Diamond Girl. Thank you. Yes. Do not snip your power cord. Boy, wouldn't that just make my day? Samantha, next week I'm going to show you how to do a different kind of ear and a different kind of foot, and a couple other variations. You're right, Sherry. If you've got a pom-pom maker, it is really easy. Side in the middle, then snip. Yep, you're right, Bonnie. Hello, Nancy. So glad you stopped in. I don't think you need a tutorial. You know how to do all of this stuff. Samantha, are you good with the tail now? You know what? Sometimes the heads come out bigger, sometimes the heads come out smaller. It depends on my tension, my attitude when I'm doing it, whether I grab the right hook. I have done a body in a 4.5 millimeter and done the head in a 5.5. It just looks like a really smart bunny. Paula Mulford, hello, how are you this morning? You can see the bunny. Okay. I have 8 legs, 1 body, and half a head. Janet, you got some catching up to do. Like a hair on a biscuit. Oh, Granny D, that's gross. That will be neat. Okay, I'm glad that you agree. Not sure when surgery will be. They have to check and make sure no cellulitis before they cut. Boy, I tell you, if it's not one thing, it's another with you, huh? Hello, Tina Stallion. And there's my dolly. I need a prayer for patience and skill. I don't like the way I sewed on the head. Now I'm trying to unsew it. Oh, Mara. Here's what you do with that one, Mara. If you don't like the way you sewed the head on, just leave it the way it is and give it to the dog for a toy to play with. But unsewing it is like one of the most difficult things, especially if you did a really good job sewing it. Deanna, hello, how are you this morning? Or is it Diana? That's right, they are all different. And you know, when I go to write the story, God knows why the head's bigger than the body, or why one arm's longer, or why the eyes aren't. He knows. And when that comes through in the story, and I'm typing away, and he's telling me what to put down, sometimes I have to stop and say, "Are you sure?" And he is. He's always sure what he tells me because he is El Ra'i. He is the God who sees us and he knows us. It's Diana. Okay, thank you, Diana. My name is also Diana. Hopefully, I'll remember that. And Suzanne, how do we keep the head from being floppy? Okay, we did cover that earlier. And if your head is floppy on the bunny, and it will be somewhat, um, when you go back to re-sew it, here, let me do it this way. Um, pull down on the head a little bit, scrunch it into the body, and sew it again, one row down on the body, and that will secure it. That's right. Um, Unique, amazing stripes, Faith Louise. That is true. Sometimes the part about the bunny that makes it the sweetest is the fact that the head tilts. Look at me. If you look at me straight on, this shoulder is lower and my head tilts this way for balance, I think. And that's the way God made me. Elmo keeps saying, "Get your shoulder up, get your shoulder up." It's so hard. And I even tried carrying my purse on this shoulder, so I have to hold it up. It either slips off or my shoulder gets incredibly tired and I get a headache. And Mara, I wanted to show you this. I made this little heart and I found a pearl and I put a pearl on the two strings and tied a knot. It's gorgeous. I think I'm going to stick them in all the bunny packages that go out in February. That's right. God made us each an individual, each special, and He knows exactly how we're made. Isn't that awesome? Mara showed us how to do this yesterday, and it is absolutely easy. It's only one around, and it's just and uh, chain four. That's it. You can do it in a minute. I love them. I'm getting a basketball. Okay, guys, that's your bunny. Does anybody have any? We all have one book. Yes, and I'll tell you this too. Since my cancer surgery, Lefty Lucy's bigger than Rhoda. And Dr. Pickens says it's going to be that way. That's my new normal. Who'd have thunk it? And that's okay with me because I still have them both. and they're both good. Okay, any questions? Thank you so much, Miss C. Mimi loves crochet. Did you get a special delivery? Sherry. Did I get a special delivery? You know what? I might take this time right now. We're really, really close. I got Happy Mail, and I was trying to do a video yesterday about Happy Mail, and you know I could not get this darn thing going. So it meant to me that I wasn't supposed to do it. And it just so happens that we've got some extra time. So if it's okay with you, Sherry, I'll open it now. Lulu, one of my favorite people. I just can't call her Cindy. I don't know. You're right. Even if they're following the same pattern, they all turn out different. And I think a lot of it depends on your attitude that while the day that you're making it and the yarn that you're using. And you know, you can make a bazillion bunnies, and I've probably made 250 plus. But um, every once in a while, you're in a good day, you're in a good place, you've chosen just the right yarn and the right hook. And when you finish that bunny, by golly, he's just special. Not that they're not all special, but usually the bunnies come out okay, and the stories are what makes the bunny special. But every once in a while, you get one bunny that is just over the top. Okay, I'm going to put this over here and not put his other leg on, and I'm going to show you my Happy Mail. Here's my other hooks. Okay, Tails by Tank. I got in the mail yesterday this humongous bag of stuff. And there was a card, the most beauteous card, that says, on your special day, celebrate your life and the joy you bring to others. Happy birthday. Diana, I just wanted to share some of my goodies with you. You bring so much joy to others. I wanted to pay it forward and celebrate you on your special day. Happy year. Wish you many more. Share. And that's not all. She sent some mercerized cotton floss. No, now let me figure out where there it is. Okay, some mercerized cotton floss. I don't know whether she thinks I'm going to crochet with this, but these would really be micro mini bunnies, wouldn't they? All right, then she sent me some luscious teas. Sherry knows that I'm a tea drinker. And there's some in here that I haven't had before. There's a mango passion fruit, a Twinings calm that have aptogens in it. It's fig and vanilla. This one is in a different language. Oh, it's from in the Netherlands. That's why. Awesome. The mango passion fruit, turmeric. I've not tasted this one either. Linden tea, no caffeine. That's good. This one is immunity boost. Oh boy, Sherry, I need that one. Then there's caffeine free raspberry flavored hibiscus. lemon and ginger. That's one of my favorite. I like ginger tea. And there we go. Last but not least, chai. And I'm serious. If you want my chai latte tea recipe, um, Gmail me at misscottage@gmail.com. Leave off the apostrophe. And then if that wasn't enough, they stuck in. Oh man, I've always wanted one of these crooked needles. And these snips I love. And I got a bunch of them on Amazon one time, and by golly, if I didn't give them all away, I think they came 4 in a package, and I think I fixed up 4 packages for Daigo's auction for her brother. 3 crochet packages with yarn and a knitting one, knitting needles and all the stuff you need. She gave me a 5.0 crochet hook, and this is one of my favorite kinds because this has the flat spot, and that's the way I crochet, right there, right there. And I roll it with my fingers, but my thumb is on that flat spot. Awesome sauce. And not, if that tea wasn't enough, we get citrus energy drink and a cherry limeade. I love these things because I put them in my container and stick it in the refrigerator. And when I want something different, and I just go in there and it's all cold and a bunch of teas like that. Good. She needs them too, Sherry. You are such a wonderful sharer. Okay. Also, these came made with love. There's a couple little handmade. They're wooden ones, but these are leather. Some keychains. And these, oh, you know what? These cute little clips would help hold the head on when you go to stitch it to the body. And she's given me a silver one and a gold one. You know, friends are like that. Some are silver, some are gold, some are new and some are old, or something like that. And then look at this. Let's set this over here and pull these out. One, wool ease, the hand dyed wool ease. 2, 3. Nope, these are different. Those I have brown in them. These are gray. There's 3 of those. Okay, Sherry, you've outdone yourself. Oh, here's 3 of those and 3 of those. And then there's 3 of these with the pink and the turquoise and the tan and the rust color. This is such a pretty color. Stick these down here in my basket. And then that's not all, guys. Then there's 3 of these also. Well, if this doesn't look like Easter, I don't know. Thank you, Sherry. You solved some of my Easter bunny problems. Yes, Mishi, I think so too. Mimi loves crochet, pretty bunny colors. Yes. You guys shouldn't be together in the chat. This old lady gets confused. Isn't that awesome? I'll tell you what, I never expected this channel to blow up like it has. Everywhere I go, somebody mentions my name, and if they don't mention my name and a hello in the chat, they're shouting me out on their channel. And it's people that I admire and pretty much idolized, and they're shouting me out. That's just humbling to beyond belief beyond belief. No, Sherry did not dye these yarns. I'm sorry. These are Lion Brand yarn, wool ease, hand dyed, 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 146 yards. Now, I will tell you that one hank is not enough to make a bunny. But Sherry, in her wisdom, gave me one, not two. Come on, I know you're here. But three. So this will make a bunny and a half. And this will make a bunny and a half. So I have two bunnies here. So she has given me 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8. She's given me 8 bunnies. Enough for 8 bunnies. That's pretty darn awesome. Oops, I did it now. There we go. Okay. All right, it's after 1. We did it. Anybody need anything else? Yeah, Dory, they are multiplying all over the place. I love it. Questions? All right, next week, I don't know that you need to bring any supplies. You might bring a foot next week. I'll show you how to do an elephant foot or variations in the foot. Sally Stevens, you are so special to me. Okay, working on it until I finish it. And if at any time during any of podcasts you get stuck, either Gmail me at Miss C's Cottage, Miss C without the apostrophe, Miss C's Cottage at gmail.com, or you can ask me questions on the podcast. Hello, Rose. What multiplies quicker, bunnies or rats? Well, that's a good question, Sherry. I think in real life, rats do, but at my house, bunnies do, definitely. Zyla's here. I don't have an Instagram, Samantha. You'll have to Gmail me, sweetheart. Right. Dolly put it in there at Miss C's Cottage, but without the apostrophe and all together. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Put your cups in the sink when you leave. Thank you for moving to the middle so that others could come in and find a nice seat. I'll see you next time, same place. May God bless you and keep you. May He make His face to shine upon you and give you peace. Bye, guys.